Are you a bit like me? Sick and tired of being constantly on the hamster wheel of yo-yo dieting? You've tried all the diet, Slimming World, Weight Watchers, Keto, Whole30, insert a diet name, you've probably tried it. Similar have I, but in this video I'm going to be talking about how I'm going to be psychologically trying to change my mindset and the things that I'll be doing using the last diet. So I'm going to be using psychological principles and I'm changing my relationship with food. So stick ahead and I'll tell you 5 things that I've taken away and I'll be implementing in my own weight loss journey. And The Last Diet is a book by the author hopefully I'm saying her name right, and I learned about her on the podcast The Diary of a CEO, and I got her book and I've been implementing some of the principles that she's been talking about in this book. So if this is something that you're interested in, make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe below and comment and tell me how you're getting on your fitness journey, on your health and fitness journey, on your wellness journey as well, because I'd love to build a community in order for us to all win this time and get. So for those of you who don't know, Shahroo Hadidzi, I'm hoping I'm saying her name right, is the author of The Kindness Method and also the author of The Last Diet. And in The Last Diet, she talks about her own personal journey with weight loss and kind of the principles that she's used. So she's someone who works at, she's regarded as a behavioural specialist and she works within the psychological field, and she's helped many other people kind of change their relationships with addictive behaviours, as well as kind of the relationship with the weight and weight loss and things like that. And then so in the book she talks a bit about kind of those things and the different tools and exercises that she uses with people. To it, the 5 principles that I'm going to be implementing and taking away from the book The Last Diet are: the first one is actually a diet is not about the things that you eat or you don't eat. It's actually about kind of figuring out your relationship with food. Shahroo doesn't talk about kind of what food you should or shouldn't eat, and she doesn't even mention food until probably the last 3 chapters of the book, which was really like an eye-opener for me, because when you hear the word diet, for me anyways, all of a sudden my first take is like, oh, what are the things I can eat? It's going to be really restrictive, I'm not going to like it, I'm probably going to fail anyways, what's the point, I don't want to hear it. But she doesn't even talk about food, she doesn't touch upon food. She talks about our relationship with food, and then through different exercises you get to learn about kind of what the thoughts that you have around food, what kind of feelings you have around certain foods, because food is an interesting thing. It's one of those things where we eat because we have to eat to survive, but we also eat when we're sad, when we're happy, when we're celebrating, and it's also a social thing. Like a lot of us eat as a way of kind of socializing with other people. So many of us have a really complex relationship with food, and Shahroo talks about that. Actually, it's really important to start listening in to how you think about food, how you think about certain foods, and then they're making a choice to, is this the relationship I want to have with food? Is it the first thing that I hear? For example, if I hear diet, or if I hear, for me anyways, it's sugar. I love sugary snacks, like dessert is probably like, I look at the dessert menu before I look at the main menu when I decide to go to anything. So like I love dessert, but my relationship with food is like, as soon as I hear dessert, I'm like, oh, I can't say no to dessert, or I can't go there because I can't have dessert, or certain things. So I have those kind of relationships with dessert, but actually at the end of the day, I'm in control of my emotions, I'm in control of the kind of relationship I have with food, and I don't have to let my automatic thoughts dictate to me how I act around food. And then that's the first thing that I've learned. Second thing that I've learned from the Last Diet book is, guys, we need to meet ourselves where we are. it's not about most of us. Well, I'm going to talk about myself here. When I make a diet for myself, I think of an idealized version of myself. Well, not even. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to be eating salads and this, and there's nothing wrong with eating salads and eating all lean protein and having that all the time. There's absolutely nothing like that. But currently, where I am, that doesn't bring me joy, and that's not the kind of person that I want to like long-term be. So why do I then eliminate all this food? I'm not going to eat carbohydrates. I'm only going to eat this certain foods. Why do I do that to myself? In this book, they say actually be really, truly and honest. Where are you? Meet yourself where you are, not some fantasized, idealized version of yourself. You really, before you kind of jump into any diet, you have to realize, where am I? The things that have worked for me before, why are they like, maybe things have never worked for you. Why are they not working? Why do I keep trying things and I'm not able to sustain the weight loss? I'm not able to sustain all of those positive changes that I might have made. Maybe the reason why is there's a reason why the diet industry is a multi-billion-dollar pound corporation, is because it keeps you coming. It keeps you kind of feeling stuck, and the only thing that works is this pill or this shake or this company. That's what they're building for. It's a business model. So knowing that, and then actually then meeting yourself where you are and taking it one step at a time. At the end of the day, you could be like, no, I need to get into shape, or I need to achieve this goal in the next 12 weeks. But actually, those 12 weeks are going to come and go whether you do anything or not. Or you could lose the 12 kilos in 12 weeks and put them back on. Or it could take you 12 months to lose those 12 kilos and you never have to go through this journey ever again. It's your choice. Just meet yourself where you are. So the third thing that we're taking away and implementing on my journey from the last diet is the that's it letter. So there's this, it's an exercise in the book where Shrew kind of gets you to write a letter to your future self in the next 6 months, in a year, or however long kind of time frame it is, and then actually she wants you to get clearer. What are the things, how are you going to feel in 6 months time if you do this thing? How are you going to feel if you don't do this thing? How are you going to be waking up? How are you going to be showing up? What are the things that you're going to be doing? And I find that really helpful because there have been times when I've been tested. I'm still being tested on this journey and through my goals, and it's quite nice to bring that letter. I've written it down on pen and paper, but I've taken a picture of it, so I've got it in my phone, and like during testing times, and I've had plenty of testing times, I kind of pull out that letter and then I read it. It's in my own handwriting, and it just reminds me why I'm doing it. And then in those moments where I can't think of why, and then everything is just not going to plan, and work is really stressful, and everything is really falling apart, and then I just want to like, I can't be bothered with this. I know this is my goal, but I can't be bothered with it. It just helps me steer me back to what I'm trying to do. So the other thing that I'm taking away and I found really helpful from the book is the daily check-ins. So in the book The Last Diet, she talks about actually how important it is to just take 5 minutes at the beginning of your day to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? How are things? How did you kind of get on yesterday? How are you feeling about today? What's kind of in your diary today? Are there chances that are the things that you're going to find really tricky? What are the things that you can then do to help, to plan ahead? For example, I've got back-to-back meetings this whole afternoon, so I probably won't be able to have lunch. Okay, have you prepped, have you meal prepped? Are you able to take your lunch with you? Are you able to step away for 5 minutes? Are you able to, so essentially so that you're not stuck and then you're not kind of caught off guard by all these things that come in our way, because obviously that come in your way and you're not able to, and then that kind of throw you off track, and then you don't have your lunch, you end up buying chips and gravy at the canteen. You can understand this is what I do. But whatever it is for you, the thing that maybe sometimes we can't anticipate things that might happen because your boss might then throw something else at you that you didn't anticipate. But actually, most of the time, I've found that I'm able to anticipate my day and the things that I can and cannot control, and kind of leaving room for, margin for error, but big things have been taken care of. For example, making sure I've got my water bottle and bringing in some lunch as well as some snacks if I have to stay in a bit later. The thing that I'm going to be taking, and then so there's loads of great things, but if I was to talk about everything that Sharu talks about in the last diet, we'll be here forever. But the other thing is, for me personally, is to learn to be my own cheerleader. There's this exercise in the book where she asks you, if a friend or someone you love or you care about is struggling with the same thing that you're struggling with, what are certain things that you say to them, and then you kind of write them down and then looked at them, and then they were all positive, like, you can do it, don't give up now, yes it's hard but you're stronger. It was all really positive things that I was saying. But actually, when I'm struggling and when I can't do certain things, the certain words and the thoughts that I have is like, oh, you're really stupid, you can't do this, or what makes you think that this is the thing that you can do, or you're a failure, or just give up now. You can always start again back on Monday. Why are you even doing this? Is this a goal? Is it something that you really even want? And then I have all these negative thoughts and negative beliefs that are the things that kind of lead to me sleeping up and maybe not following and not being value-led and being led by my emotions in the moment. So it's really nice to kind of take a deep breath and then kind of remind myself of the positive things that I would say to a friend when they're struggling and they're going through things. So I really found those principles and ideas really impactful. There's loads of little nuggets in the book that I really highly recommend. And obviously I'm still early on in my journey, but I've been really finding them helpful. So I will be doing updates kind of towards the end of my 12-week year, and then how I'm getting on with it. And then I also give you regular updates as, for example, things like these personal development journeys that they just don't happen within 12 weeks. I'll be giving you updates as I kind of get along, and I'm learning new things and I'm trying different things, and so that we can help each other. And as I keep saying, guys, we're all going to be winning. I want to win, and I also want you guys to win. So let's keep each other accountable. Let's help each other. If there's anything you're struggling with, I always say this, please do slide into my DMs, comment in the video below. Let's connect. Let's really see what we can do and how we can move forward. And if you've got any questions or anyone wants to connect, make sure you stick around, and I hope to see you in the next one.